What's up, people? I know it's been a little while, maybe something like 8 or 9 years, but I've been busy living life and doing stuff like that, and I do still make YouTube videos, just not on this channel. I run a business now, have a partner, you know. I've aged a lot since I've uploaded on this channel. And you might ask yourself, well, it sounds like you've got everything figured out. Why are you uploading to this channel again? About 6 years ago, I decided to start dieting, exercising, and going to the gym. Over the course of 2 years, I lost right around 140 pounds completely naturally just from working out, dieting, and exercising. I learned a lot about myself, I learned a lot about life, and I became a different person in terms of confidence and physique and all that stuff. And the one thing that I regretted was that I didn't film it. Well, for the past few years of my life, things have been a little chaotic and things have been a little all over the place, but I'm finally in a place where I'm a little more steady, that I can lose some of the weight that I've gained over the last several years. A lot of people, when they diet, the most common thing to happen is that you'll lose a bunch of weight and then you'll actually bounce back and gain all of that weight back and then some. That didn't quite happen to me, but I am much heavier than I should be right now. And I kind of did that to myself, and I kind of let it happen because I knew I could lose it again if I had to.
And I really like pizza.
So I figure, because one of my big regrets is not filming my kind of weight loss journey, this time I'm gonna film it. It's not quite the same because last time, 5-6 years ago, I didn't have any muscle and I was like 300 pounds. Now I'm starting from a point where I'm 260 pounds and I have a lot of muscle built up already. I know you're saying, why does that matter? Because if you have a lot of muscle built up already, it's easier to get your gains back. But I'm still dieting pretty hard, tracking all of my macros, weighing and measuring everything that I'm putting into everything, including the whole milk that I put in my coffee. And I think it would be a fun little experiment to just vlog maybe 3-4 days a week and let you guys kind of keep track of what I'm doing. Now, some of you might be like, well, what the fuck is the point of this? This channel used to have game reviews and tech content. What are you doing? This channel has always been, I feel, a place for me. No particular type of video, but just this channel is me. And the current me is obsessed with his health. And I don't know, seems like kind of a fun thing to film. This was not a decision that I made on a whim, by the way. See this swivel? I bought it because it attaches to basically any surface in my house, and I can kind of move my camera around and do all that stuff. I bought this a while ago. It's a lapel microphone, knowing that I was going to do this eventually, although I didn't know they were going to be weight loss tracking videos, but I did know that videos were coming back in some capacity. It's a lapel microphone, so after this video, once I get some AAA batteries for this, the audio will never be this poor again, I promise. This is a car mount for my car, so I can take you guys with me while I drive. Safely, of course. Record the inside of my car while driving safely. And finally, arguably the most important part, a laptop to edit it all on. Anyone who's been with this channel since the start knows that it's kind of ironic that this is an Alienware laptop, since my most popular video, of all time actually, to this day, the most popular YouTube video I've ever made is a video called Is It Worth It to Buy Alienware? In which I came to the conclusion, no, unless you think they look really cool. I think they look really cool. And it has an SD card slot in it, so wherever I'm at, if I'm at my studio and I filmed in the morning, I can pop the card out, throw it in here, and while I'm working at the studio, I can edit the video. It's gonna be good. By the way, my hair looks like this because I haven't showered yet. Anyway, that's what this is gonna be. Is this gonna be the only series of videos on this channel? Probably not, but it is going to be there. Not everyone is gonna be this long because I'm not gonna have to give this big long intro in the start of every video. But I do think it's kind of funny that a lot of people go viral on the internet or TikTok or whatever is around now for doing like half of what I did 4 years ago or 5 years ago when I lost 140 pounds. There are videos of people losing 60 pounds that they edit into like a short TikTok and they have like 20 million views. And I'm like, damn, I didn't get surgery. I just dieted and worked out, and in 2 years, not even 2 years, I lost 140 pounds. It was like, why didn't I film that? Because you guys know me, I love making videos, I love filming stuff, and I don't know why I didn't film that. So we're doing it this time. Anyway, Let's get started. I'm gonna keep a tracker of my calories right here, however it ends up looking in the video, and my macros and all that stuff as well. I don't want to bore you guys with the details of the muscle condition that I developed a few years ago that made me unable to work out and unable to do a lot of life functions in general, which led to me gaining the 80 pounds that I gained back after I lost so much weight. But the crux of it is I gained back 80 pounds and you're here to watch me lose 80 pounds. This is also cheating a little bit because I've already been doing the diet for a week and I've already lost like 6 pounds. Sorry, again, should have started filming. So I have a macro tracker in my phone. I'm gonna go ahead and add half a cup of organic whole milk, which I put in my coffee. Yes, you measure out everything, even the little bits of shit you put in your coffee. That way, there's no mistakes. There's no way that you could be fucking up or being like, did I overeat too much? Was that really 4 ounces? That just weigh your shit, measure your shit, keep track of it in an app. It can't get easier than that. Again, I've already done this shit. I know what I'm doing. I'm at 4 grams of protein, 4 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, 75 calories. I would say that that's enough to go do morning cardio. So I'm gonna finish this coffee and do just that. Now, I know I looked like shit in the last clip and I look worse now. It's because I did morning cardio, which actually turned into afternoon cardio. And I didn't want to shower before I did cardio because I get really sweaty because I'm a fat fuck. Y'all might be thinking like, what triggered this renaissance of wanting to get back in shape? And it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, but my lifestyle has recently changed enough to accommodate that. I'm fortunate enough to have a gym right here on my apartment complex's premises. And it's a good enough gym that I can realistically work any muscle group that I have to. I still have a gym membership and I still go there for like bigger days where I want to get a lot in. But honestly, most of the time this gym is going to work just fine and it's almost always empty. I like to do cardio as far apart from my workout as possible because I don't want to be fatigued for it. And then you might be asking yourself like, have I been watching other YouTubers and have I been watching fitness videos and all that? And generally, when I'm into something, I will watch, you know, the content I watch on YouTube will reflect what I'm doing, right? So if I'm getting healthy and I'm going to the gym and I'm focusing on my nutrition, I will watch videos concerning that. I watched a lot of different YouTubers and took small things from all of them. And I did watch that guy, Sam Sulek. I don't agree with a lot of what he's doing, and I definitely don't agree with his technique in the gym. I much more like to focus on form and really milking negatives when I'm working out and get the most out of every single rep rather than just trying to get as many reps as possible and go to failure. Seems like an awesome guy. Love to meet him one day. And one thing I did steal from him, the stupid simple macro tracker. This is the greatest macro tracking app I've ever used, and it has, this app almost exclusively inspired me to start measuring everything that I eat and weighing all of my food. I don't want to get super into macros and what I have to eat in my kitchen and all that in this video, just because I want to save that for either I do a kitchen tour or like a grocery trip or something like that. I won't get into it today, but I will say I've got 50 grams of fat to play with. I'm trying to hit 200 grams of protein at least, and I have a shit ton of carbs to play with. I'm never going to hit my carb goal. These things are, in my opinion, basically cheating. Let me get out of frame so you can see them. This isn't like a paid endorsement or anything, but Quest bars are, the macros on them, I don't know if that ever focused on the Quest bar. I'm not good at this. The macros on these things are insane. 180 calories total, 7 grams of fat, but 20 grams of protein, and here's the kicker, 13 grams of fiber. Crazy. They taste like shit though. Still, they were the key to my weight loss all those years ago when I did it. And then I'm also gonna have one of these just because, again, all I've had today is milk, and this is 42 grams of protein, delicious, 230 calories. Again, not paid, but it's the best shake that I have found for my needs. So again, I don't know why this isn't focusing, but I'll get better at this over time. Gonna get these in, take a shower, and then I need to work at 3 and it's 2:16. So I'll probably see you guys in the car next. Sorry if these are kind of boring. They're gonna be for a little bit because I'm not gonna be good at it until, well, I'm good at it. And I'm gonna get better at it. And as I get better, these will get more entertaining. But for now, you know, it's all about the journey, not the destination. Also, I'm currently attempting to drive home in rush hour, and I only just realized that might be taking back roads home, not gonna lie, but we'll see. I'm gonna wait a little while, probably have like one more meal type thing, not like a big one, but just something. You know, maybe like a bowl of high protein cereal to get some carbs in before I work out. I don't know if I'll take you guys with me to the gym or not. I'm not some expert or have a beautiful physique or, know a lot about working out or anything like that. I'm just a guy. I'm just some guy who wants to lose weight and be pretty strong and have a pretty good amount of muscle. At this point, you've probably seen, I've probably posted pictures of what I looked like when I was 300 pounds and what I looked like when I was lean and bulked and, like, you know, ripped, I guess. I don't know how to put it. I wasn't ripped, but I was muscular. I kind of want to get back to that. That's really the goal. And I'm gonna do my best to do that. And, you know, if you guys comment stuff like, oh, show more of your business, what is that like? Or show more of your workouts, or show us your shopping trips, or, you know, what do you eat? How do you cook it? Blah, 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 all that stuff. Like, yeah, I'll happily record all that stuff. I definitely am gonna need feedback to know what to record to make these as entertaining as possible. The Quest bar and the protein shake thing, I don't actually normally eat those, especially in quick succession like that, but today is such like a grab and go day. I'm so busy that it's like, okay, I want to get protein and nutrients throughout the day, so I'm just gonna grab these things that I don't have to cook. But I'm very, very meticulous and methodical about my cooking, my meal prepping, measuring all of my food, and all that stuff. And I want to say this. I want to say this because I'm pretty passionate about this. I've noticed lately that there's like a kind of anti-weighing your food sentiment growing online. And I personally don't fucking understand that. It's like the foolproof way to make sure that your diet is perfect. It's exactly what you need it to be. Just track your macros on an app and weigh your food. If you do those two things, right? I mean, figure out what your calorie maintenance is, create a deficit from that, put it into an app, and weigh everything you eat. You cannot fail at this. Doing that, you can't fail at losing weight. So I don't understand. It's like, nah, you don't gotta weigh your food, dude. Like, just work out, go to the gym, do cardio. And yeah, I agree. Like, go to the gym, do cardio every day. Like, do, you know, keep yourself healthy. But like, this anti-weighing food sentiment, I mean, it's so easy to weigh your food, and you guys will see that through the course of these videos. It's so fucking easy to weigh your food, measure everything, and just keep track of what is going into your body. It's the easiest thing in the world. If you look at like cooking, meal prepping, shopping, time, like maintaining your time so you have enough time to cook and go to the gym and do all of this stuff, weighing out what you're putting into your body is the easiest part of that by far. And yet people are pro all the other things, and then they go, yeah, don't weigh your food, what the fuck, that's gay. It's like, why? It makes the entire process foolproof. I don't understand. I'm pro weighing food. I think you should weigh everything that you eat while you're dieting. Maybe once you're done, or if you're out and about, you can kind of guesstimate it, you know, hold it and be like, okay, this is, you know, maybe if you buy a steak at your local Applebee's, you know, pick it up and be like, yeah, this is probably 4.5 to 6 ounces. Add that into your tracker. If it's off by a tiny bit, it's fine, but just keep track of your shit. You keep track of your shit, you can't fail. So I'm probably gonna go work out in like half an hour. I think it's like close to 7 o'clock now. I like working out a little later in the day. I'm gonna drink like half of this because I haven't had one of these in like 6 years and I don't know what it's going to do to me. It's a lot of caffeine, and while I still do drink a lot of coffee throughout the day, pre-workout is a different monster. So I'm gonna monster. So I'm gonna drink this and make a sandwich while I down it, and then this will hit me in a half hour. Scarf down the sandwich, let that digest a little bit, and then head out to the gym. So you're probably thinking, David, why the fuck are you filming yourself making a sandwich? It's the least interesting thing in the world. Well, the whole point of this is I want to show you how easy it is to weigh your shit. And I'm not talking about your feces. That would be significantly more difficult. You know I keep that motherfucking thing on me. I'm gonna get canceled really quick. This is bread. You don't have to weigh this. The nutrition facts are right here. I'm going to plug them into my calculator. It's very easy. This is cheese. The serving size is 1 ounce. I'm gonna weigh out 1 ounce of it and plug it into my calculator. This is 98% fat-free turkey. The serving size is 2 ounces. I want 3 servings of it, so I'm going to weigh out 6 ounces of it. Yeah, guys, weighing your food is really hard. I can't. I know that each of these slices is 1 ounce, so I'm not gonna bother to weigh it out. I've weighed enough of these to know that. I'm gonna put the bread on here and turn on the scale. That way the scale is zeroed out with the bread on it, so I know how much turkey I'm putting on the bread. I'm gonna grab, I don't know, what I think looks like 6 ounces about of turkey and put it on there. The scale reads 5 7/8 ounces. Guess what? That's about 6 ounces of turkey. I'm going to place the cheese on there, place the other piece of bread on there, and congratulations, you just weighed out a meal. Wasn't that difficult. Also, cool dieting hack. Mustard is 0 calories, no matter how much of it you use. So if you're not a mustard person and you want to diet, well, become a mustard person. These are my calories before the sandwich. I am going to, in fact, eat the sandwich. So this is what they are now. Let's go work out in a half hour after I eat this sandwich and finish my pre-work. Camera magic. Okay, I'm done with my workout. There were like a bunch of people in there. Usually there's almost no one in there, but there were a lot of people in there tonight, so I didn't want to film. It's actually the first time in a long time that I wasn't alone in the gym. Usually, I'm the only one there. I go late at night. Tonight, maybe 6 other people in there. It's a pretty small room. You tell me what it smelled like. What the workout was I don't stretch or like do any weird warm-ups. I don't know. I've never been crazy about doing that. I've never really felt a difference in my workouts. If anything, it just fatigues me because I'm like trying to do all these weird stretches that I've seen online, and I'm just like, well, I'm fucking tired. I haven't even done my compound yet. So I did lat pull down. I did 5 working sets of lat pull down, 3 sets that were warm-ups at lower weights. So I did 30 pounds, then 60 pounds, then 90 pounds, and then I did working sets at 120. I did 5 sets, with the last 2 being drop sets, where I dropped from 120 to 80 and then went till failure. Then after that, I did a mid-body row, holding the handle like this, not like this, and I did 5 working sets of those. So I warmed up the same way, did 5 sets, the last 2 drop setted till failure. And then I did the exact same thing with bent over one-armed dumbbell rows with the grip like this instead of like this, so that I got both grips in, and you know, you get, whew, that was a workout. That was really, really good. You really don't need much. Honestly, that was it. I know you guys are probably, you know, if any of you are like super familiar with the gym, you're probably like, why didn't he do 8 different exercises, 5 sets of 10 reps per exercise? It's like, that's all bullshit. Hit your muscles and hit them hard. Do lots of sets. Make sure you do warm-up sets with lower weight and you work up to the weight that you're going, and then go hard as fuck. That really is all you need. You don't have to do more than that. I see people jumping from machine to machine to machine to machine to get a workout in. My camera's about to die, so I will leave you with this last piece of advice. If you're one of those people, you go to the gym and you jump onto 8 different machines after warming up, and you do 5 sets of 10 reps on every single machine, but you're not keeping track of how heavy you're going, you're not doing warm-up sets on each machine, and you're not heaving and grunting and sweating and pushing as hard as you can during every set, then I think you should put more focus into getting quality sets. You don't need to kill yourself every single set. You can have some reps in reserve if you're trying to conserve stamina for later workouts, but realistically, it's not about how many sets you do, how many reps you do, how many different exercises you did. Just push yourself and hit the muscle that you're trying to hit. So far I've had about 825 calories, 112 grams of protein, 20 grams of fat, 44 grams of carbs. That gives me quite a bit of That gives me quite a bit of wiggle room, because I'm actually trying to stay under 1600 calories, but to account for me having a slightly slower than average metabolism, and I'm not complaining, it's not that bad, but I think it is a little slower than the average. I'm aiming for 1300. If I have to go over 1300 to meet certain macros, then I will, but 1300 is where I'd like to be by the end of the day. I don't think I'm even going to be near 1300 with this thing that I'm about to make, and that is a tasty burger. Now, the macros on a lot of this stuff are crazy, and I'm going to be showing them here or here, whichever side. A lot of people think you can't have something like a cheeseburger, or a cheeseburger for that matter, while you're on a diet, and it's just not true. This is a pound of ground beef. I'm gonna keep saying it like that. You have to leave if you don't like it. That means that half of this is... Babe, how much is a pound? Okay, so half of this is 8 ounces, but once you cook it, it's 3 ounces. No, for every 3 ounces you cook, it becomes 3 ounces, okay? So half a pound is 8 ounces. I'm gonna cook half of this. It's gonna cook down to 6 ounces, which is why there's 2 different sets of macros, one for cooked and one for raw. What I am going to cook is going to have 280 calories, not very much fat at all, because I'm gonna skim a lot of it off, and 23 grams of protein times 2. Meaning 56. I don't know why I didn't just say 56, but I get... There's since the last video I made on this channel, oh boy, there's another thing that is basically cheating, and not cheating in the sense of a cheat meal, but cheating in the sense of kind of hacking the whole diet thing, is fat-free cheese. When you first start dieting, if you keep track of your macros, but you don't really change your eating habits... Now, keep in mind what I'm about to say doesn't apply to you if you're doing keto. I don't really know a whole lot about keto, and the one time that I did it for a month, I had a lot of heart pain because I was eating bacon all the time, and I think I did it wrong, so I Well, keto is over here and I'm over here, okay? If you download a macro tracker and you just eat the way that you have normally been eating and you're not already super, super healthy, I think one of the things that you'll notice is there's a lot more fat in things than people really think about. I was keeping track of all of my macros and I got a wrap from Starbucks that was like eggs, sausage in a wrap. I didn't think it was going to have like a ridiculous amount of fat, and it ended up being 60% of my daily allotted fat, just in that little wrap. It maybe had like 23 grams of protein, and I mean, there is so much fat in the stuff we eat that we just don't even really notice. So it's a fun experiment. Download a macro tracker, plug all the stuff you're eating into it, and just see the fat go whoop. So that being said, fat-free cheese is a thing. Scientists worked very, very hard, missed their kids growing up so that they could engineer whatever the fuck I'm holding. It tastes almost like cheese, has no fat, and it's basically pure protein. The macros on it are ridiculous. You just add this onto like any meal that you make and it makes it so much more enjoyable. And then calorie smart buns. People think bread is like the enemy of a diet. People think bread is horrible and oh, you can't eat bread anymore, you have to just eat meat and rice. And I don't know why people think that, because rice is also carb heavy, kind of like bread is. This is a calorie smart bun. It has a bunch of really good fiber in it and it's only 90 calories for the whole thing. I'm gonna make a burger so big that it's not even going to fit entirely on that bun and half of it is just gonna be eaten with a knife and fork. So let's do that. Now when I talk about weighing everything that you eat, of course, there are things that you're going to eat that you don't have to weigh, right? You look at the nutrition facts on this cheese, it's portioned out by the slice. You don't have to weigh the slice, you just have to know how many slices you're using. Plug that into the macro tracker, you're good. Same thing with something like a bun. When it comes to like meat or shredded cheese, that I would weigh. Yeah, you could just count it by like, oh, this is half a cup or whatever, but honestly, weighing it at that point is easier in my opinion. I'm gonna take what looks like about half of this, cut it in half. It should weigh just about 8 ounces. Boom. And look at that. 8 ounces on the dot. That's it. I have now weighed my dinner. Now, because I'm not squeamish, and I know that I can, wash my hands because I'm a functioning adult, I'm going to form this into a patty. I'm gonna make it rather thin because I've noticed, and I'm not like a professional chef, so I don't know the reasoning for this, but I've noticed that really, really lean beef, remember this is 95% lean, this is 95% lean, 5% fat. And because it's so lean, it takes quite a bit longer to cook. Fat probably cooks a little bit faster than meat, and because this is mostly meat, it just stands to reason that it probably takes a little longer to cook. And because of that, I'm gonna make the patty pretty thin and pretty large, hence why it is not going to all fit on that bun. It'll still shrink a little bit while you're cooking it, but that's fine. Just make it real big. Apologies for the lighting, it'll get better in the future, I promise. Now, while this pan heats up, I wanna give you a few more little dieting hacks. This is organic extra virgin olive oil. It has 120 calories per tablespoon, and a lot of you probably use more than 1 tablespoon when you're cooking. For that 120 calories, it has 14, count them, 14 grams of fat and 0 grams of protein. This is a cooking spray made with extra virgin olive oil, and it has 0 of everything. I don't know what the process is here, and I don't know what kind of cancer this is going to give me, but so far so good. I'm using this shit. I have a non-stick pan, and finally, as our pan is almost heated, when you are dieting, season the fuck out of your food. I cannot stress this enough. Seasoning is what is going to make it taste good. Lean beef doesn't have a lot of fat. That's why it's lean beef. You've got to season it. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the shit out of this. And once it's hot enough to get a good sear on the meat, because that's where all the flavor comes from, go ahead and toss it down. I press it a little bit to make sure it's got full contact with the pan, but then I leave it alone. Except for, seasoning. Why didn't you season it while it was sitting on the plate and then let the seasoning sit there for a while and blah 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 blah? I have noticed that it doesn't really matter when you season food. So I just kind of season it at the most convenient time, and that happens to be now while it's cooking. Kind of getting 2 birds stoned at once, if you know what I mean. I know that looks like a lot of seasoning, but a lot of it is gonna kind of burn off. You'll see what. And I really like, cumin on my burgers. I can't be stopped. This is gonna take a while to cook, and there really isn't gonna be a lot more excitement. It's just gonna kind of look like this, and then I'm gonna flip it, and then it's gonna still look like this, and then I'm gonna put cheese on it, so, yeah. The cooking has been done, and I want you to gaze upon this. Now, here's the thing. A burger like this isn't going to give you the greatest macros. I mean, it's still a cheeseburger. If you stick to mostly things like egg whites, salmon, and chicken, you are going to meet and exceed your protein goals without coming anywhere near the amount of calories that I have come to this day, today. But I had some beef, and I wanted to use the beef, so I used the beef. I could have eaten this without the bun and then made some chicken on the side or something, but I didn't do that. No. Here is where I'm at in terms of calories, protein, blah, blah, all that. Now, realistically, there should be some like green beans or broccoli right here. And yeah, I have to get better about incorporating vegetables into this stuff. But, you know, I'm in my first week, so we're just starting out. Right now, the name of the game is eat protein, calorie deficit, work out, lose weight. And I'm gonna be eating this burger without any sauce. Now, the reason that I haven't shown everything that's in my fridge or my pantry, or I'm not making a sauce for this, is not only because this burger is so seasoned that it doesn't need a sauce, but throughout different videos, I wanna spread out different tips and tricks that I have for dieting. And one of those things is going to be a bunch of different low-calorie sauces that you can make using a bunch of different stuff, and they're awesome. They're probably better than regular sauces. Like, if you were to just take regular ketchup and throw it on this thing, it does not beat the low-calorie, low-sugar hot sauce mix with some garlic that I make. It's better. And hey, in the future, it might not even be a vlog-style video like this. Maybe I'll just make a video about a grocery trip. Maybe I'll just make a video about stuff that you can make on a diet. Who knows? We'll see where this goes. I think I'm gonna eat this, start editing this video, and do a little work and get some sleep. See you in another 8 years.